Hi, I'm Liz Cole, and this is our yin nighttime yoga practice for the low back. There's a cat behind that curtain. I'm going to be keeping track of the time so that you don't have to. I've got my laptop off screen with a stopwatch. So each pose we're going to hold for 2 minutes. And really allow your body to be soft, so don't think of pressure or pushing, but instead just breathing and being calm, unlike him. So our first pose we're going to come into, let's do right foot forward. This is runner's lunge. So here's our regular lunge. And we're going to do runner's lunge. So walk that foot to the outer edge of your mat. You can point it out or point it forward, whatever feels better. And we're going to be here for 2 minutes. Again, I'm tracking it for you. So you can stay upright. You could even stay here if you wanted to. If this doesn't feel good, come on down. You can also put a pillow under your back knee if you feel any pressure, or just roll your yoga mat over. So we can stay upright, but if you are upright, don't think about this being an effort for your shoulders. Let your head go if you can. If you can, come down to the forearms, or maybe one side, feel free. This knee can go out. You can shift your hips side to side. Let's slow down your breathing. I also like to use this as a chance to point my fingertips back and stretch out my wrists in the opposite direction. And take your time here. Again, not feeling any pushing, no stress, no strain. You're just breathing. And that's a minute in. So we'll be here for another minute. Just allow your body to soften. Allow it to feel easy. I like to use this time of yin yoga to reflect on my day and just kind of go through it, observing without judgment, but just thinking about positives and letting go of any negatives. This is a really good nighttime routine for me to calm my mind, to give myself ease. Now we're here for just a few more moments, and then we'll be moving to pigeon pose, Ekapada Rajakapatanasana, which is one-footed king pigeon pose. So what we'll be doing in 3 seconds is moving our foot across the mat. You want the shin to be as parallel to the top of the mat as you can. Drop that left hip down, point the toes back, and then you can relax your arms down if that's comfortable. If you need to stay upright, that's fine. You can stay here, but relax as much as you can with your neck, with your head. If you're down here, relax your head. And try to not feel any tension. What can tend to get tight is this part of the hip. So move whichever way you need to. The foot can even come in a little bit further back if that's necessary. We all have different hips. And we're relaxed down. Continuing to breathe. We're about a minute in. So just give yourself this time for peace. And notice what's coming up. What are you tightening in your body that you don't need to? What can you release? What can you let go of? Oftentimes it's helpful to notice where your body is touching the mat. Like, oh, I'm feeling my hands and my forearms, my elbows, my foot, the side of my foot, the top of my back foot, what part of my hip, my leg is touching the mat. Bringing awareness to our body can feel simple, but it is a really effective practice to bring us back and to calm our minds. So we're almost 2 minutes in here. So I'm going to give us 30 seconds for the next pose. We just have 3 seconds, so I'm going to slowly transition up. Bring your foot in a little bit more. Bend your back knee if it's comfortable. And if you can, grab that back foot. So this is a helpful stretch for the quad of our back foot. Our quad muscles are at the front of the leg. And just drop down. So you can bring your hand forward, you can put it on your knee, whatever's comfortable. We're not here for as long because this is a more strenuous pose, but this is a good counterbalance and stretch for our hips. We're just here for 3 seconds before we transition. So now extend that leg down, swivel around. The right knee was bent, so now it's going to extend, and that's a bit of relief. Bring that left foot in, and we'll start there. So first drop your arm on the inside of that leg, reach your other arm up and over, and just let it drop where it will. You can let your neck go. If that feels good, I like this on the side of my body, but you might move back and forth in these 2 minutes, or you might drop all the way down and face your leg. So we're stretching the quads, the hamstrings rather, behind the leg. Drop your head. And you can flex your toes if that feels comfortable. It might feel good to point just as a counter stretch. If you have it to grab your foot, feel free. If not, grab your calf, grab your thigh. You don't grab your knee, but relax here. And that's 1 minute in, keeping track on my little stopwatch. Let your neck go. Nothing you have to hold right now. If you want to do some waves with your body, you can reach forward and drop. And roll up through your spine. You can do a reach up and over, but the goal here is slow movement, nothing quick, everything easy and easing you to bed. And feel free to explore directions between the side of the body and then front facing the body, bringing the torso towards the foot. Our next pose, we're going to stack. This is stacked log pose. So we bring the shin parallel to the top of the mat, flex your feet. So this is a lotus pose, and we're going to start our count now. This isn't lotus pose. So we're not bringing the foot inwards. We're actually stacking a flexed foot, ankle on top of knee, knee on top of ankle. You might have a gap here, you might not. You can relax your arms on that leg and then just start to drop your head. Our heads are heavy. They're 10 to 15 pounds, depending on your size. So allow that weight to assist in this softening. You can drop your arm down. If both of your legs stack like this, feel free to come forward and then drop. That's not what's accessible to me, so I'm up here and I'm just relaxing where I am. And sometimes I like to visualize that the hip bones are a ball and socket joint, and we're giving it the opportunity to twist and stretch in a way that we normally don't when we're going front to back with walking. So stay in this pose. We're over a minute in, and we're just breathing. This is the last of this side. Then we'll do our transition pose. And some of us are really comfortable with stillness. Some of us are also really comfortable with cats. Here's my cat trouble. But I also find sometimes it eases my mind to feel I have the freedom to move. And that might also feel good on your low back. It does feel good on my low back to explore what the range of motion is here with my hips and how they're all connected. You'll notice a lot of these poses to ready us for bed are folding because forward folds help us relax. Back bends help wake us up, forward folds help us relax. So we're going to transition to our last pose. We were there 2 minutes. So you're going to extend your legs out either side of the mat, and you might start back here and then walk yourself carefully forward. Notice I'm using a caged finger. We don't want to go opposite ways. That can actually, that's how I broke my thumb. So careful not to do this and put a lot of pressure. This or this is best. Feet are flexed. You can drop down, and we'll start our counting here. So you can shift side to side, or you can just soften. And we're here for 2 minutes. I'll sometimes do all of these poses, like if you have room in your bed, feel free to do these poses in bed. This is a nice one to have softness underneath you. You can come to one side. You can come back to the center. You can come back to the other side and notice, what is your neck doing? Unless I'm speaking, my neck is relaxed. We're still here in this pose. I'm just getting the time for us. We're a minute in. And we continue to soften our breath and our bodies. Notice where you're feeling this in your legs. Are you feeling the inner stretch of the thighs? Are you feeling the outside of the legs up to the hips and the glutes? And where is your focus? We've done the first side. This is our transitional pose, and then we'll come to the other side shortly. And it's really common for animals to join us when we're doing yoga because they sense the slowness, the ease. They want to be a part of it. So I'm allowing my cat to be part of this video. We have a few seconds and we'll transition to our other side. So our first pose, you can shake out those legs if you want. Our first pose is runner's lunge. Oh, sorry, did I get you travel? So from a low lunge, we're gonna walk that foot out. I'll start there. And again, you have options. So our 2 minutes have started. But you have options. You can move, you can point the toe out, you can point it forward. You could even come to the outside edge of the foot if that feels comfortable. But just see how quickly you can find ease. Maybe drop onto your forearms. You'll notice each side might be different. This side tends to be a little bit more flexible for me, my left side. And notice your breath. Notice how you can slow it. One of the best ways to keep track of this on your own is to just set a timer with a really gentle alarm. So you don't want something that's going to jolt you, but just gently call you to come to the next pose. And if you have a smartphone, you can just put repeat alarm, so you'll just slowly make your way through. And I've actually come to really like the sound of that alarm because it reminds me to feel peaceful, to breathe more. And we're still here and relaxed, but our next pose will be half pigeon pose. This side I'm feeling more excited about moving, and kind of shifting, swaying side to side. You might want stillness. You might want some gentle movement to bring awareness to your hips. You might want to straighten and bend that leg. That also might feel good. We're just here for 10 more seconds before we transition to half pigeon. As you're ready, make your way, move that foot across the body. So the shin is parallel to the mat as much as you can. That back foot is pointed. And then drop down. Here's where our 2 minutes starts. You can use your hand to press this hip down. It might feel good to put a fist in the low back or the upper glute. You might drop down. Wherever you are, relax your neck. If you need to, you can bring this foot in closer. Some people have more flexible hips and they're going to be totally parallel with the top of their mat. My hips tend to not be that flexible. We're 1 minute in. This sequence was actually shared with me from my friend and massage therapist as a help for some low back pain I was experiencing that was more related to overusing my glutes. So I find that on nights that I do this, the next day I just feel so much better. It's also a really good and calming way for me to come into bed with a relaxed mind, with more awareness of my body, more care and love for my body. As we wrap up this pose, the next one is going to be an optional little 30-second pose to stretch the quad muscles, the front of the right leg. So this is half pigeon. And as we're ready, we're going to move up. We just have a few more moments here. We're going to move into mermaid, so carefully bring that foot in, bend that back knee. You can grab the foot if that's possible. You might press it in, or that might be plenty for you right there. It does feel a bit like a balance. This does not feel very yin in our flow, so that's why we're doing it for less time. Oh, baby. He very much wants to be a part of this practice. We're just here for 5 more seconds. Then we're going to transition to a straight leg out. So relax that leg down. Hello. Are you loving the calm? So our left leg had been bent. Ooh, stretch it out. Flex that foot. Bring your right foot in. And I'm just saying my actual legs instead of trying to mirror you. You can drop your arm down. Reach your other arm up and over. That feels good on the side of the body. Your other option, of course, is to come upright and just drop down. We're here for 2 minutes, so stay in this pose. Just making sure we don't lose our timer. Stay breathing, stay relaxed, stay curious about what your body wants. We are not symmetrical. We don't use our bodies symmetrically, so this side will feel different than the first. How much can you relax your neck? Often when we're in yin poses, I like to give some attention to my feet. I'm in my cold basement studio, so I do wear socks, but if you're in a warm enough place, practicing yoga barefoot and being able to actually touch your skin, there's so much we have to be grateful for with our feet. They give us so much information, the bottom of our feet. There are reflexology points that we can explore. Even just being able to walk outside in the grass, so grounding, so helpful. We only have about 20 more seconds on this side, so really relax from the shoulders, from the neck. And if you're someone who likes to sway, explore that. What a great time to do this. As we come to our last pose on this side, this bent knee just comes forward, shin parallel, other foot comes on top, and maybe you just start here, kind of up high, and come down. I sometimes like to grab the fleshy part of my tuchus and draw that out. makes me feel more even and more like I'm getting into the sits bones. You can relax your arms on your legs. Drop your neck. Again, if your legs are like this, drop forward, drop your arms forward, let your head hang. If you're more like me and you have a bigger gap here, or maybe you're even back here, the goal is perhaps staying upright, not tight shoulders, relaxed, and drop your head. Because that adds some weight and some heaviness. And it should never feel pushed or forced. This is all subtle, soft. Stay in this pose. We're a minute in. Stacked log feels really good. This is a great one to practice just when you're sitting. If you're sitting in a chair, you can practice the top part of this kind of figure four with your leg. And again, there's nothing wrong with doing this with your foot. If you want to do this, you're welcome to, but it will get differently into your muscles. This is stretching different parts of you than lotus pose is. So if lotus is what you're comfortable with, you can do that, but you might try this as well. Sometimes I like to face the knee that's higher and drop there. If you're more even in your legs, you might just come straight forward. You also could do a counter stretch. Well, we're almost done. We're almost done preparing for perhaps your bedtime, sleep, resting, relaxing. I've added a final pose to kind of wrap this up. So I'm going to extend my legs, shake them out. You can either come to your back and then just legs straight up for legs off the wall. Relax your arms down. Or if you are in bed and could just flip around and put them actually at the wall. Oh, that's great. It's even more relaxing. I'm not going to hold this one for very long because you could just be here for as long as you need and then just draw your knees in and go to bed. A final pose if you want is to shift side to side, draw your knees into your chest, and come into a supine twist. Right knee into your chest, give it a squeeze. Right arm across you, right knee drops. Take a few breaths. Let your leg be heavy as it falls. Right shoulder stays on the mat, so it's not going to come up like this. It's going to drop down. Draw that knee back in. Switch sides. Draw that knee across you. Left arm is long. Gaze towards it so you get the full twist of the spine. Every exhale, your knee drops more. And knee comes back to center. Give it a squeeze. And then you're ready for bed. Thanks so much for watching. This is Yoga for Musicians with Liz Cole. Please like and subscribe. Trouble wants you to as well.